Hello, good morning students. How are you? I think you are quite well and preparing for your board examination. In last topic, we have discussed perfectly inelastic collision. What we have told you, perfectly inelastic collision, if colliding body stick together after collision, if colliding body stick together after collision and move as a single body with a common velocity, then such type of collision is known as perfectly inelastic collision. Now we will discuss what is perfectly inelastic collision, so that kinetic energy is invariably lost in such a collision. Now we start. Consider two bodies A and B whose masses are m1 and m2. Consider two bodies A and B whose masses are m1 and m2. Now body B is initially at rest and body A move with velocity u1, collide with body B, and after collision the two body A and B stick together and move with a common velocity v. After collision the colliding body stick together and move with a common velocity v. Now total linear momentum of body A and B before collision. Total linear momentum of body A and B before collision. Total linear momentum of body A and B before collision, that is m1 u1 plus, because what is momentum? Product of mass and velocity is called momentum. Now mass is m1 and initial velocity is u1, therefore momentum becomes m1 u1 plus m2 and its velocity is 0, that is m1 u1. This is the total linear momentum of body A and B before collision. Now total linear momentum of the body A and B after collision. Total linear momentum of body A and B after collision, that is m1 plus m2 into v, because total mass is m1 plus m2 and velocity is v. Since linear momentum is conserved in perfectly inelastic collision, therefore total linear momentum before collision is equal to total linear momentum after collision. Since linear momentum is conserved before and after collision, therefore total linear momentum before collision, before collision collision is equal to total linear momentum after collision thus what we see here, total linear momentum before collision m1 u1 and total linear momentum after collision m1 plus m2 into v, that is m1 u1 is equal to m1 plus m2 into v. Total linear momentum before collision is equal to total linear momentum after collision. Then from here v is equal to m1 u1 upon m1 plus m2. This is my first equation. V is equal to m1 u1 upon m1 plus m2. Now we know kinetic energy of the body before collision. What is the kinetic energy of the body before collision? Kinetic energy of the body before collision half m1 u1 square plus half m2 into 0 by square. This is initial kinetic energy. This is initial kinetic energy. That is Ke I is equal to half m1 u1 square. Now what is final kinetic energy? Kinetic energy of the body after collision. Kinetic energy of the body after collision. Kinetic energy of the body after collision, this become final kinetic energy. This is equal to half m1 plus m2 into v square. This is final kinetic energy. Now we will find ratio of final kinetic energy to initial kinetic energy. That is final kinetic energy upon initial kinetic energy is equal to final kinetic energy is half m1 plus m2 into v square upon initial kinetic energy half m1 u1 square. Now we will put the value of v square from equation first in second. Put value of v square from first to second. We will put the value of v square from first to equation second, then it become final kinetic energy upon initial kinetic energy is equal to, we will cancel half m1 plus m2, and what is v square? m1 square u1 square upon m1 plus m2 whole square upon m1 u1 square. m1 initial kinetic energy, we have find what is our initial kinetic energy, which is m1 u1 square. m1 u1 square. Now cancel m1 m2 and u1 square and here m1, that is final kinetic energy upon initial kinetic energy is equal to m1 upon m1 plus m2. Now we know m1 is always less than m1 plus m2. Since m1 is less than m1 plus m2, or we can write m1 upon m1 plus m2 is less than 1. m1 upon m1 plus m2 is less than 1. Here this value is less than 1, therefore this value is also less than 1. Therefore from equation second, KEF upon KEI is less than 1. Thus we can write KEF, that is final kinetic energy. Final kinetic energy is less than initial kinetic energy. Now we see here final kinetic energy is less than initial kinetic energy. Thus we can say that kinetic energy is not conserved before and after collision, because final kinetic energy is less than initial kinetic energy. Now we will find loss in kinetic energy. Loss in kinetic energy, that is initial kinetic energy minus final kinetic energy. We will find loss in kinetic energy, which is equal to initial kinetic energy minus final kinetic energy. What is initial kinetic energy? This is KEI, and what is final kinetic energy? KEI m1 upon m1 plus m2. KEI m1 upon m1 plus m2. We take common initial kinetic energy taken common, then it become 1 minus m1 upon m1 plus m2. This is equal to initial kinetic energy m1 plus m2 minus m1 upon m1 plus m2. This become kinetic energy, initial kinetic energy, and this cancel m2 upon m1 plus m2. This is loss in kinetic energy. And now we will find that initial kinetic energy is What is initial kinetic energy? We have find in equation half m1 u1 square. Initial kinetic energy is, since initial kinetic energy is equal to half m1 u1 square, we will put the value here. Loss in kinetic energy, loss in kinetic energy, this is equal to m2 upon m1 plus m2 into half m1 u1 square. Now it is equal to m1 m2 upon m1 m2 u1 square upon 2 m1 plus m2. This is loss in kinetic energy. Thus we have seen that kinetic energy is not conserved and loss in kinetic energy is equal to m1 m2 u1 square upon 2 m1 plus m2. Now we will discuss some numerical problem. Based on elastic collision. Some numerical problem based on elastic collision. Our first numerical is, we have seen in last derivation that loss in kinetic energy is appeared in the form of heat energy. Loss in kinetic energy appeared as a sound and heat energy. Our first numerical, a car of mass 2000 kilogram is lifted up a distance of 30 meter by crane in 1 minute. By crane in 1 minute. A second crane does the same job in 2 minutes. Do the crane consume the same or different fuel? What is power supplied by each crane? Neglect power dissipation against friction, and G is 9.8 meter per second square. A car of mass 2000 kilogram, that is M 2000 kilogram. A car of mass 2000 kilogram is lifted up a distance of 30 meter, that is H. H is equal to 30 meter by crane in 1 minute, and time T 1 minute, this is equal to 60 seconds. A second crane does the same job in 2 minutes. Now first we have to find work done in lifting the car. W is equal to mgh, here G 9.8 meter per second square, W is equal to m 2000 into G 9.8 and 30, then it become 294 into 2000, that is 588,000. or we can write 5.88 into 10 power 5 joule. Now we will find by conservation of energy, both crane consume same fuel. By conservation of energy, by conservation of energy, both crane consume same fuel, that is 5.88 into 10 power 5 joule. Now for first crane P1 is equal to W upon T1, W 5.88 into 10 power 5 upon time 60 seconds. When we solve this, we get 9800 watt. When we solve this, we get 9800 watt. For second crane, P2 is equal to W upon T2, that is W, what is W? 5.88 into 10 power 5 upon 120, because this is time T1 and time T2 is equal to 2 minutes, that is 120 seconds. When we solve this, we get 4900 watt. This is the solution of first numerical. Now we will discuss next numerical. Our next numerical is our second numerical. What is second numerical here? A body of mass 50 kilogram. A body of mass 50 kilogram has a momentum 1000 kilogram meter per second. Calculate kinetic energy. Body of mass 50 kilogram. Mass of the body is 50 kilogram and momentum T is equal to 1000 kilogram meter per second. Now we know you have to calculate kinetic energy. First we know what is momentum. The product of mass and velocity is called momentum, that is P is equal to m into V. P is equal to m into V. Momentum is 1000, mass 50 into V, here V 1000 upon 50, that is 2 meter per second. Now kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, which is equal to half m50 and v square. That is 20 square 400. Then this become 200 and this become 1000 joule. Kinetic energy of the body become 1000 joule. Now we will discuss next question. Our next question is question third. Question third. The kinetic energy of a body increased by 300%. Kinetic energy of the body is increased by 300%. How much linear momentum will increase? The kinetic energy of the body increased by 300%. How much linear momentum is increased? We know the relation between kinetic energy and momentum. P is equal to under root 2mk. Kinetic energy increased by 300%. Let new kinetic energy is k dash, then k plus k into 300%, that is 100. This become k dash is equal to 4k. New kinetic energy become 4k. Then new momentum p dash is equal to under root 2m k dash, that is under root 2m and 4k, that is p dash is equal to 2 under root 2 under root 2. This become 2, sorry, this become 2 and 2mk, and under root 2mk is equal to p dash is equal to 2p. Now we will find increase in linear momentum. Increase in linear momentum. This is equal to p dash minus p upon p into 100. What is p dash? P dash 2p minus p upon p into 100, that is p upon p into 100. This is equal to 100%. Increase in linear momentum is 100%. Now we will discuss next question. Question number 4. Our next question number 4. If momentum of the body increases by 20%, if momentum of the body increases by 20%, by what will be increase in kinetic energy? By what will be increase in kinetic energy? Momentum of the body increase by 20%. First we know what is the relation between kinetic energy and momentum, that is Ke is equal to p square upon 2m. Momentum of the body increases by 20%. Let momentum p dash is equal to p plus 20p upon 100. This is equal to p plus p upon 5, which is equal to 6p upon 5. Momentum of the body increased by 20%. Now new kinetic energy, that is Ke dash P dash square upon 2m, that is P dash 36 P square upon 25 into 2m, and what can we write? E square upon 2m, original kinetic energy, Ke dash is equal to 36 upon 25 Ke. This is now percentage increase in kinetic energy. Percentage increase in kinetic energy. This is equal to increase in kinetic energy Ke dash minus original kinetic energy upon original kinetic energy into 100. Now what is new kinetic energy? That is 36 upon 25, 36 upon 25 Ke minus original kinetic energy upon kinetic energy into 100. We take kinetic energy common, 36 upon 25 minus 1 upon Ke into 100. This cancel. 11 upon 25 into 100. This is equal to 44%. This is increase in kinetic energy, 44%. Now we will discuss next question. Question 5. Our next question is question number 5. Next question is the potential energy. The potential energy of a certain spring when stretched through a distance x is 10 joule. Potential energy of a certain spring when stretched through a distance x is 10 joule. What is amount of work done on the same spring to stretch it through a distance, additional distance x? Now we know the formula of potential energy. Potential energy of a spring, potential energy of a spring is equal to half K x square. Potential energy is given 10 joule, that is half K x square. Now in question it is given that potential energy of certain spring when stretched through a distance x is 10 joule. What is the amount of work done? What is the amount of work done on the same spring to stretch through additional distance of x when x become 2x? Then what is the new potential energy? New potential energy, that is half K, and in place of x we can write 2x. That is 4 half K x square. This is new potential energy for kx square. Now we have find the half kx square is 10 joule. Then new potential energy is equal to 4 into 10, that is 40 joule. New potential energy is 20 joule. Now work done is equal to new potential energy minus original potential energy. Work done is equal to new potential energy minus original potential energy. New potential energy is 40 joule, original 10 joule. Thus work done is equal to 30 joule. Work done, that is 30 joule. Thank you.